My guest now is the incumbent regional councillor and alderman for Ward 6, Alderman Dionne. Hi, Linda. Welcome to the
Terry.
program.
Thanks very much.
Now, with only 4 days to go till Election Day, which is your last day to work, I know you're tired because you've been working very hard.
Yes, we have been working hard, Terry. We've had quite a campaign team out this time. Each time I've had a campaign, it seems to get larger and larger. And mind you, the campaign team last time was far more effective because I had them working 2 months earlier, but we still have an effective team.
Good. Now, I know you've had a busy term this past 3 years, and there are lots of things to do for the new council. Are you looking forward to that?
I am. I really am, Terry. I think once you get in there, and you've only been there for 3 years, you find that there are a number of issues that you just get started on, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're still not there.
Right.
And I'd hate to leave in the midst of that and have those projects go uncompleted.
Right.
There are important things happening, like the downtown redevelopment, the waterfront master plan, the airport master plan, all items which are long-term, that it'll take a long time for the people in the city of Oshawa to see results for.
Right.
But once they are done, they're going to have something they're going to be very proud of.
Right, and the downtown is showing signs of progress, finally and at last of coming back.
Well, to me, it's still a matter of finishing that other end of the city, as you know.
There's a long way to go.
It is, and it is a 20-year term that we're talking about in order to see that kind of change, because you cannot have change just for the sake of change. If it isn't planned appropriately, you're going to end up with a real mess.
Yeah.
So in our attempts to make it a planned community for the downtown area, we're trying to get the best possible developments that we can, and that takes time. It takes a lot of negotiations and a lot of talking to people.
Right. Moving from that for a moment, several of the prospective candidates and prospective members of council that I've had on the program tonight are talking about the vacancy rate and one of the resultant problems, the illegal housing units. That's an ongoing concern, I'm sure.
I believe it is. I think that this is a very poorly timed issue, quite frankly. You know how my opinion is on this, particularly since I chaired the Housing Task Force. I don't believe anybody should do anything illegal.
Right.
There should not be illegal housing units. The fact is that there are. The difficulty is, what do you do once you have discovered that you have these units and there is no place for the people to go? So in my estimation, it was poor timing to choose it as an issue because illegal housing units have existed in Canada since Canada has become a country.
Right.
And I think it's going to continue to exist. The question is it being done properly? Are people being housed properly? That to me is far more important an issue, and that has to be addressed. But on the other hand, I'm not advocating someone do something illegal either.
For sure. Now, in moving around the ward as you go door to door and in your campaign, do you think people are really interested and enthusiastic about the municipal election?
Well,
I know they're confused because there's a federal one going on as well.
There's mass confusion out there, okay? Now, fortunately for me, I am considered somewhat high profile in my ward because I have seen a lot of the people in my ward over the last 3 years. So when I come to the door, they're not surprised to see me. And for the most part, they know that there's something happening. They say, well, like, Linda, what is happening? I see all the signs out, where's yours? And like we kept ours until after Halloween, so they're now starting to appear.
Probably a good play.
Yes, well, they're appearing in abundance, but the issues are still there. My people are still concerned about the same issues they were 3 years ago.
Right.
There's been some resolve to some of the issues. We've worked hard on the airport issue, for example, and there's yet much to be done on that particular issue, and I'm not sure just where the federal government is going to stand on that and whether or not they are indeed going to help us. Somerville, of course, is still a major issue, and I believe Somerville will not be an issue in the next election because Somerville will be extended to Roslyn Road.
And that will be resolved before the next election.
I believe that it will. I wish that it had been before this election because there's still the difficulty of emergency vehicles being able to reach those people at the west side of Somerville. And that's a major concern of mine with Simcoe Street being only the north-south access route into that area. So I believe that will be resolved in the new term and in the new year.
Good show.
That hopefully will be it.
And just getting back to the airport for a minute, I suppose your approaches to the federal government, your approach will be somewhat determined by who the federal government is after the 21st.
That's right. I'm not touching that one, Terry, with a 10-foot pole, all right? I will just tell you that whoever they may be, I expect $10 million from them. If they've got $10 million for the Rouge River Valley Park, they can give me $10 million to make a safe airport around residents.
Very good indeed.
Okay.
Well, Linda, as always, it's a pleasure having you here.
I enjoyed being here, Terry. Thank you.
I know that you know what the issues are, and I know that you know your constituents, and we'd like to wish you the best of luck on Monday the 14th.
Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for the opportunity today.
Good.
See you later. Okay.
My guest has been Linda Dionne, candidate for Regional Councillor and Alderman in Ward 6 in Oshawa.